They didn't understand me at all. So the cup that comes up now, no, is planned for after TMFL, so 22:30. And the announcement he wrote, the cup will always be at 20:30 p.m. UTC. Yeah, we are in mid-Europe, we are currently UTC +2, so it means 22:30. What Chiefreak probably has no clue of is that we will be UTC +1 next week. So the next cups would be, if he doesn't change the UTC time, they would be at 21:30 during TMFL. But that's of course what he does not want. So he has to change the UTC time. So I try to tell them or him that he has to change the UTC time if he wants it consistently after TMFL. But he didn't understand. Like he says, the UTC time doesn't get changed. It's the standard time and so on. Ach. So, guys, to whoever is watching, yeah, best competition starts now. So we have 50 minutes of warm-up to learn the track. And it will be a MultLap track.
Marius, have fun, see you.
Oh. What are you doing?
I don't know. I will see.
I knew something you could do.
Yes. But no.
I need a respawn. Oh, this is so transitional. Interesting. The only thing how I can be wrong with my idea that the UTC time needs to be changed, the only idea how I can be wrong is if Team FL actually will just keep the same UTC time as well. It will be for us Europeans then 1 hour earlier in the next weeks. I should watch that, I should check that out, but I don't believe that. Like, I strongly believe that UTC, like the Team FL will always start at 9 PM for the Europeans. I didn't see at all what I'm jumping on. Then I thought I'd jump against the wall, and then the jump actually worked. Wow. So it's hard to remember everything here. You can clip literally everywhere. It's absolutely not my style of map, oh god. Need to find a nice line for every transition here. guess the next lap I will do lots of training respawns. Is at least what I need. G-Freak, the admin of course from this cup, comes from America, and I have no idea how they do that with time changes. Maybe they don't have time changes at all. And then it is of course logic that he would be confused by what I'm writing. So we start with that. So now training respawns whenever I need them. I have still 9.5 minutes. I don't know, this transition is weird. Okay, this is correct. It's quite an open drift. And jump. So now comes a tight drift. This tighter. How is this with this respawn? You can still make it? Wow, this is close. Not sure if I missed something, but this feels close. You definitely want to have a very direct line, that's for sure. Nah, rip. Now I have a shit respawn. It's all too late where to go. hairpin. So time to drive a local. So now the part that I crashed. Whoa, that was close. Third local. That's my first attempt. Oh. That's a long sector. Okay, I did 5 laps. You see in the top left the locals. Elcon is here and Quick is here. Then Lingo. And then Poleta. Speedself, Noiser, Stufts. Exotica as well. So let's learn the start here because I didn't drive it again. But the start is of course important. Shorty, thanks for the raid. You will surely now spectate this amazing competition, right? The warm-up just ended. We had 15 minutes of time to learn the track. And it's a very transitional map, and let's go. So it's a knockout competition. We drive now a race of 5 laps. And at some point it will start that the bottom 50%, so the bottom half of all players will always get eliminated. But before we can start with that, we have to get to such a nice number, to 4, 8, 16, 32, you know? And let me check. We are 70 players. Wow, that's actually a lot. We are 70 players on the server, as you see. And the thing is, we have to get down to 64. So in this first 5-lapper, only 6 players will get actually knocked out. It's so laggy, holy shit. If I have interface on, it's so laggy. But I mean, with this amount of players, it's not a surprise. So first we have 6 eliminated players. After this first 5-lapper, we have then 64 players. And then 32 players will get knocked out, so that the top 32 get through. When we then have the top 32 going through, then you need to get top 16 in the next round. In the next 5-lapper you have to get top 8. In the next 5-lapper you have to get top 4. And if it's the same as last season, then top 4 is the last round. There everyone actually tries for the win. So you don't do another 5-lapper just to knock out 2 people. That's not the case. If it's the same. This is how the competition works. In the beginning now here, it's just learning the track. It's not something special. But then, I would say at that moment when you have to get into the top 16, it can already begin to become interesting and exciting. But at that moment where you have to get into the top 8, that's where it really is interesting. But from the top 8, if you manage to get in there, then into the top 4, like it always gets harder and harder, and it's very interesting. And endurance, of course, one mistake can be the ribs. So everyone saves quite a lot, and because everyone saves quite a lot, to not make that huge mistake, everyone stays close together. This map here, however, is pretty challenging, so I expect that there are mistakes happening on this map, for sure. So I don't think that the risk is very high to get to fall into the last 6 players. So I can try now to go for new personal records, beginning with the next lap. Because all these first laps are still, these first races are still good training for the later races, where it's then important to be fast. How did that ghost appear? So random in this game. Always when it lags over the MultLap, that means that I drove a PB. That I drove a PB lap. That's a bit annoying because in the later stages, if I then get faster, and such a lag can also lead to a crash at the MultLap. At least I'm afraid of that. And so it would be the best if I drive my PB early on, so that I don't get lags later. But then, however, I would be later slower than in the beginning, which is also not optimal. Yeah, I had no idea how far I will jump, and I had no idea how I made a position here. The best thing is to never crash before that jump part. Gonna be a good local now. But I don't know which local. Only 6th local? Really? We all have 149s. Like there are 8 players with 149s and then several players with low 150s. So I just went from 12, which is 150.33 by area now, to 6th, and I'm not so far away from 1st. So yeah, it's tight. Very tight. What was my best placement season 1? Yeah, first. I won multiple times. Ha! I just see the message by Raikkoon. that you download my videos when you travel by train. It's nice. But I would say that the very first edition from the first season was the craziest of all. Where I did not win, but I tried to get top 2 in order to qualify myself for the finals. Because every week the top 2 qualified themselves into the playoffs. And it was a full tech speed tech map that we actually played also later. We actually also played a Cup of the Day on that map. On a part of that map, not on the full MultLap, of course. And that was crazy. Like, that was literally such an incredible, like, my pace of tech speed tech you saw it on Team FL is just not fast enough. But I was so close. All the time, I was so close. Like, beginning already with the round where top 16 go through, I was in heavy danger. Then the round where top 8 go through, I was in heavy danger. The round where top 4, like, would have been impossible in theory, but I again made it. And that I got better and better. I drove basically my best Trackmania. That was so amazing. But also the ones that I won, like the first one that I won, was also similar. Getting faster, like everyone got faster and faster. There were lots of cool stories about this cup here. I'm a bit honest, I am not understanding the fact that only the last 13... Oh wait, we are 77 players now? I mean, is that now correct or not? I have no idea. Was that a no elimination round? I was wondering if we start with no elimination, but it takes so long. It takes so fucking long. If that round was for nothing, now we have another round for nothing. You know, that's the second round for nothing, where nothing happens. And also the top 64 round, nothing happens. This will take a bit long. This is the part that I don't like too much. Of course, for some players, there is of course already something happening. On the other hand, players that are in that level, like for example the 50th best player on the server, they of course know that they will go out. Like obviously they know that they will go out and will not make it into the top 32. When in my level, no, you have of course 16, 8, 4, there are several small steps where in theory it's always possible to get one step further. But in a round where 32 players die, it is quite logical that certain people will definitely go out. So it's, even for them it's probably not that exciting. But yeah, I'm very unfocused now, because I try to store my focus for later. By the way, there are very good wordles today, if you want to try yourself. For the German people, again, the Wordle called wordle.de, Wordle mit Ö geschrieben, also wordle.de. There is an incredibly interesting... How do I do this now? I'm not sure with some respawns, to be honest. Yeah, so there's a very, very interesting word that is quite difficult to get. Like, that's really a tough one to get. Other than that, if you want, you can try the Myrtle. The Hangman style Myrtle. Myrtle. That is then an English word. I can't focus, I'm bored. Of course I should train the map further here. Nobody doing mistakes in front. And I got one. Only had to say something. Again, I tried my best time in the last lap. We're now at 48.9, which is 6th place. Faster than what the best time was before this 5-lapper. So look at the winning time. 9 minutes and 10 seconds, 0.9. And you will see in the next rounds how will this 5-lap best time improve from round to round. Where will we end up? What do you need in the end if you want to win the competition? Nixotica finished now in 9:10.9. Second place 9:10.9 as well. And then the gap to SI. Nice, Raikkonen. I'm surprised that you came to the word instant from there. Ah, I just saw what the guy did there. Here on the far right. There's something. But there are some transitions where I'm really, it feels so tough to make the jumps. It's also a shit respawn here. If you have the double respawn here, then you start with 0 speed, and I really wonder how, if you start with 0 speed, this jump here actually works. You would probably need to jump here. So, now we have that case. That 31 people will get knocked out. Should have been 32 theoretically. But yeah, so now it gets interesting. At least for many players now. For the favorites, this is one more training round. Now you see the top 8 is gonna be tough already. I thought it was last lap. No, but I'm still top 16, even with that respawn. Interesting for the next round. By the looks of it, it was a mistake though, that we had an extra round. So now the new best round is by Asion, now called Noiza, interesting, with a 9 minutes 05.04. So over 5, almost 6 seconds faster than what Nixotica drove in the round before. People drive 147.8. Which is 1.1 seconds faster than my 1 lap PB. And I don't know if they drove it in the middle or if they full speeded into the finish like I did. So it's already done. 31 players knocked out. Ritorik is knocked out. I mean, he was also fast, but stopped driving, I guess, because otherwise the position is too bad. Xuriol is out, wow. So, and now another 16 players will get knocked out. Not really any time to rest, but that will change, there will be a break. Can't be that I'm so consistent on one place all the time. There's so many players around me, that's like impossible. What the fuck? How am I in every single checkpoint 18th, yeah? For so many checkpoints. It's weird. didn't do a PP with that lap. But I gained lots of places. It's quite clear that I battle with two people. Always switching from 4th to 6th. In theory can be also more than two people. But I was only switching between those positions. First place is sick. My distance to first is almost 7 seconds. So that's very good pace in front. Almost third. 9-11 for me. ASEAN is dominant. ASEAN is doing 9 minutes 02.6. That's so crazy. He's 7 seconds, over 7 seconds ahead of second place. Then I drive the 9-11, which is lower than what Nixotica drove early on already. So some people went out here. You see now the names. Are there big names? Speed Self was 17th. We have now a break, 19 seconds. Across, Lingo, they were in danger. Boss Bess, they are big names, very big names. Somehow I managed to get fourth. In that round at least, that was enough to get fourth. A map review by Raikun. Lul. I see it now. Okay, let's go. Now I need top 8, and you saw I was in the top 8, but there were some really big names behind. So that's gonna be tough now. So now it will become tough. Now I need PB laps. yeah. Exciting, as I told you. This is why I told you that this is one of the best cups in Trackmania. Oh, Linko, Boss Best, Thomas Shaw, Stufts, Equolf, Dampolito, Area, and Brinken out. And now I need top 4. Oh god, what is that gear shift? I lost 5 gears there. I hate edges that you can't see. It's all black there. I was already earlier afraid that that might happen at some point. Then I have to push. Everything is black. I had no idea if I will clip it or not. I was only 1.2 behind first, but I was last with that. Like, we were all within 1.2 seconds. But it's not lost. Let's go. I mean, it's kinda... it seems very lost. I need to drive Arzeon's place now. You must know, everything is possible. There might be mistakes in front. Because they are super close together for who gets into the top 4 and who doesn't. They are super close together. So the chances are there that some people then have to risk it and also crash. Every single position that I can get matters for the season. Because regarding your position you get points that go into the season. And the top 16 in points after the 6 weeks will qualify. Oh, I did a PB. It was lacking, so I did a PB. The top 16 in points will then qualify for a grand final. So I overtook one. I overtook two. But I have to drive sick pace to stay ahead. Sometimes I have horrible drifts. I believe I would have been in the fight for the top 4 without that mistake. But super close. I of course hated to go out by a mistake. But yeah, I mean I was last. The others made me push with their good starts. I'm sure I could have done much better. Yeah, I should have gotten 5th. But to be honest, top 4 would have been difficult. I mean, I had a bad last lap. I could have gotten 5th place. That would be 1 place better. The last lap was shit. Otherwise, I mean, I lost probably 4.5 seconds or something. If you deduct them, then I am still 2 seconds short. So it would have been tough, but I definitely lost a lot last lap in the plastic part. Yeah. Was not really my map. Like, you know that I struggle with transitions and that I struggle with, full tech of course, but definitely with these transitions and edges everywhere and jumps everywhere. That's definitely a style where I'm just not feeling as confident. And when I have to push, then actually something like this can happen, that I clip in a part. Can I move the camera? Kind of. But, I can't really move to the part that I want to see again. It's even hard to find. Anyway, it will start. So I think that this is now the final. I like these multiple countdowns in a row. So you see, player 4, KOs per round 3. So they all drive now their last round. One of those players will take the victory after those 5 laps. You see that Alcon is the fastest with his time 46.89 on one lap. The next guy from those 4 is S-side. Nixotica is already much slower. And Groß is even a bit slower than Nixotica on 8th place. They are not far in front of me in the locals. So, name on. Elcon has the best start in the first lap. Nixotica, oh, I saw him touching there. S-side also with a very aggressive line, but Nixotica did a two-wheeler on the ramp, like he did a little ramp cut. That was super dangerous, and especially afterwards he came far to the right, close to the border. He lost now overall a little bit. And we have Alcon in the lead now, almost a second to the other players. That's very far for S-side, and there is a big release for Groß. He saves it though, ahead of the border. But yeah, one mistake by Alcon and he will not win this. Always be in mind that it's endurance. He has a good lead, he has sick pace. But it wouldn't be the first time that Alcon makes a small mistake. Or such a big mistake like S-side just did. And S-side has a huge respawn to do and he's out of this round. How much does he lose with this? 7.8 seconds. His chances are gone. Groß also with a bigger mistake. Und Nixotica got this weird airtime. This is actually a part I also disliked. When you got a lot of speed through this part, then before you enter the dirt on the platform, the block gave you airtime. And as you were still steering to the right, it turned the car, it angled the car into the wrong direction. It was quite annoying. Anyway, Nixotica was catching up to Alcon a little bit during this lap. Now, however, he lost again some time. .3 seconds. In theory, Nixotica can also just drive it safe now, because he is definitely keeping that position, and Groß did the second mistake now, which leads S-side just 1.5 seconds short of him, and naja, every position matters. S-side has now actually a chance to get one more place. I wanted to say that Akros, especially Akros, he could have saved now, because there is nothing that he was fighting for. He was so alone. Aside, however, with another mistake in this corner. So they are doing a lot of mistakes, and also Exotica, just now that I went to him, lost a lot of time, can't really clear the jump, and at that point we will just spectate Elcon. So there have been multiple mistakes, that means, and that is actually often the case, when you have only 4 players and only one can win! Oh my god. Then they all fuck up. He didn't even let me tell. They all fuck up. And there were such cups here, there were such Delta cups, where I got that 4th place in the semi-final round. And I qualified for the final, and suddenly, even though I was by far pace-wise not fast enough to win this, I was then actually winning it because they did so many mistakes in the final. And I won multiple deltas like that. And this here also looks now winnable. I mean, of course, you never know. Elcon has a sick pace, so probably in the first few laps, even with me no crashing, he would have gained several seconds. But at this point, I could have been ahead of him for sure. And at the moment, everyone is completely, I don't know, no focused anymore. Like, we have seen so many mistakes now, so many wall touches. The fact that Exotica is without any problem in 2nd place. Like, I'm pretty sure that he is... okay, my mistake was quite costly as well. The other 2 are definitely behind my time, whatever I did last round. Exotica and Elcon will be still ahead, but not by a lot. Like, if I didn't do the mistake, I definitely would have been ahead of that pace, I think. But yeah. Yeah, I have lap 4 or 5 now. Let's see if Elcon survives it this time. Yes. That looks very clean. A bit wide here. That was tight. Very tight. After this is finished, I will, by the way, end the stream immediately, because it took now so long, this cup, that actually already the repeat of the Formula 1 qualifying starts. Like it already started. I can't trust my eyes here. It's already past midnight. That's crazy. We have again a battle for 3rd, a little bit, like they are still 1.5 away from each other. But we're gonna spectate Elcon if he can secure his victory. Oh my god. I mean, this is also one of these transitions that I was super afraid of. Because you wanna steer as much as... No, you wanna angle your car as much as possible to the right, and then suddenly it can happen that you actually don't make this transition. Exotica now only 1.5 behind Elcon. There have been so many mistakes, it's unreal. But yeah, it's a difficult map. That's something you can definitely say. Like, Elcon could have lost it. Like, his one respawn was barely savable. Actually crazy that he saved it with only one respawn there. But he could have lost it completely in that section. And also here, if he doesn't make the transition, if he falls down there and has to respawn, I'm sure the respawn was far behind. Come, Elcon. I think release shortly. Wow. If he crashes now last corner and doesn't know how to do it safe, but we spectated others. Alright, so GG. He finishes still with a 903. Yeah, regarding the mistakes that he did, that's crazy. Exotica finishing an S-side overtook Akros, who is, I don't know what he's doing. And that's it. GG.